Good morning, Quadcopter 101 here, and I got a little velvet bag here from FQ777. What's inside this little velvet bag? Let's open it up. Opening it up, we have a little toy ball. Look at this thing, little cube thing. What is this? Yes, this is a quadcopter, folks. This is the FQ777 FQ26. Now, what is the FQ26? It is another Wi-Fi FPV flyer, as you can tell by the camera here. Its battery is on top, and its on-off switch is also on top, attached to the battery. Now, this battery is removable. It is a, how many milliampere hours? Let me double check that. 450 milliampere hour battery is in there. It is proprietary case, of course. You can remove it, but you got to pry it out of there, and I don't recommend doing such because its charging port is right there. It's just a, you can charge it while it's attached to the quadcopter via this micro USB port. So I recommend just leaving it in there and charging it in the field. You're going to have a hard time finding spare batteries for this. So it does have an on-off switch, and the on-off switch is right there. And to open it up, you push each one of these up like so. You just push up on there to open up its clip. And once opened up, it is like so. Now notice the oddball shape of this thing with its propellers all opened up. Very weird looking thing. Why would they design something like this? There has to be a reason. And there is. What they got here is a very low center of gravity quadcopter. You're keeping the weight well below the plane of the propellers. What this does is, with this low center of gravity down here, this helps stabilize the quadcopter. And indeed, when I was flying this in the house last night, this thing was flying around producing video. Even with this little 0.3 megapixel camera, it was producing video that almost looked like it was taken with a gimbal. I was very surprised how well this stabilizes the video. And now, today, I want to fly it outdoors, obviously. We're going to see how well this performs outdoors. So let's fire this thing up. Again, its on-off button is right there. I'm sorry. We'll attach it to its Wi-Fi, see how it performs. And if I still have enough battery power left in my camera, I might even hook this up to a Wi-Fi repeater and to see if we can get long range with it too. So let's fire it up and see how it performs. So turning it on with its on-off switch, and pointing it off in the direction of the other corner of the field. I want to use that as the headless mode direction. And turning on my quadcopter, or my phone, and hooking onto its Wi-Fi. Okay, this is the FPV app that comes with this quadcopter, or that should be used with this quadcopter. I'll hit connect and see if we got FPV video. We do have FPV video, but notice it's very whitewashed out here in sunlight. So its camera is more or less meant for indoor usage. I'm going to hit starting the video recording, and I am going to select, let's fly it with the sticks. Now let's fly it headless mode. I want to use it as a selfie quadcopter. So we're going to select, let me move Wi-Fi or Mubbins out of the way and select headless mode, which is that button there. And I'm still going to use sticks, but we're going to fly it in headless mode. So hitting control, now we have control, and hitting altitude hold control, and doing takeoff, pressing the takeoff button, and pushing forward. And going up a little bit higher, and increasing its rate to 60% rate. Now we better go 100 with the wind we got here. And turning the quadcopter toward me. There I am. Going up higher. This is the wind blowing it back, by the way, folks. Well, outdoors in the wind, it is not nearly as stable, but it kind of works. And again, I'm seeing the camera is really meant for indoor use, as I can see right now, that it is kind of overwashed from the wind, or from the brightness of the sun. So we'll plop it there, let it float a bit. This is it floating by. Let it bring up close, let you see it up close. Let me stop the video. We'll take a photo. Another photo. One more. And going back out again. And starting the camera up one more time. Video camera. Okay, let's do some follow me selfies. Okay, I can see myself. But see how stable this thing is, even outdoors. Actually, it's kind of stable. I just wish that camera was a little more less whitewashed out than it is. Let's bring it in closer, and we'll go up and send it up high and do a rotate over the area, so increasing its altitude. Going up a little higher. And let's do a rotate of the area. It's from up high. And then bringing that cube back down again. So let's plop it a little lower. I want you to see it. Right about there. So that's it. You know, it is a stable quadcopter. Very stable when it's not wiggling around a lot like other quadcopters because of that low center of gravity. I'm walking with it in the wind. The wind is blowing it that way. So I'm trying to keep up with it. Yeah, I want to hook I am going to try to hook a Wi-Fi repeater to it right after this, since it seems to be working well. Let's turn it toward me, wrong way, that way, sending it back out again. And walking this way now. Let's bring it up close so you can see it. Neat little quadcopter. Again, indoors this works very well, and indoors the light is not washed out like it is outdoors. So again, this is mainly meant for indoor flying, indoor FPV, and it does it very well. Indoor selfie. So if you got a party, it flies for a good long time, as you can see here too. You know, I've been flying for quite some time. Let the wind blow it back. Hands off flying, staying in the video as the wind pushes it by me. Sending it back out again. And I'm just using my phone, you know, using headless mode to control it. Works very well. Setting it back upwind and letting it float back again. Oh, that wind's picked up a bit. Sending it back out again. It can do flips, but I would not recommend it. Where's the flip button? Well, maybe not. I can't see the flip button on this thing. But I would not recommend it for flips at all. You know, it's not meant for that. It's meant as a selfie quadcopter, and it seems to do the job. An indoor selfie quadcopter, not an outdoor. Although I am going to try some long-range flying if my hat cam battery lasts, that is. If you don't see the long-range part of this, that means my hat camera died before I could get a chance to do it. And there we go. That's its flight time. That's what it does at the end of its flight time. It drops. Let's stop that video. Make sure we got it. So, that is the FQ26. Interesting concept. These little, the wind's picking up, these little low center of gravity quadcopters. They are pretty interesting. And again, they do seem to perform as intended to steady out the camera. So let's see if I got time and try the long range flight of this. So let's do it. Good morning, Quadcopter 101. This is part 2 of my FQ777 FQ26 review. It's going to be a little science experiment. I want to see if I can fly it using this Wi-Fi repeater and see how far I can get out with it, you know, considering this is a little Wi-Fi FPV flyer. So the first thing I'm going to do is turn on the quadcopter, give it power, and also open it up its folding arms by pushing up like so and pointing it off in that direction. That's going to be our headless mode direction, because we are going to use headless mode today for this flight. I'm going to try to go the diagonal to the opposite side of the field. This field's about 100 meters long. That should be about 1.414 if I'm not mistaken. I'll correct it in the video right here if I am wrong, but 141.4 meters to the other side of that field. So now I'm plugging in my repeater, and again, last night I hooked this up to the quadcopter with the intent of that it would remember the quadcopter today, and right now I'm waiting for the blue signal to tell me that we got blue signal, tell me that we have link. Now one of my readers pointed out that to properly use a repeater, keep in mind this is a repeater amplifier, both repeater and amplifier, but to get the most out of my repeater, I should place this quadcopter down along the intended route of travel, which should give me a little more range. That should be enough right there. I could place it about halfway down this field and get really good range, but we don't need that. This is just a demonstration. So going back to this corner of the field, and also at the same time while I'm walking over here, turning on my Wi-Fi and connecting to that repeater. Let's see here, Wi-Fi on, looking for the repeater, which is plus, and connected to the repeater. I do have connection. So we should be good to go here, and we will do that. Okay, we are set up now. I am connected via my Wi-Fi of my phone to that repeater off in the distance there, and that repeater is connected to the quadcopter right here. And let's see, am I recording? Yes, I am recording via Mobazin. So this is the VS FPV app, and hitting connect. And hopefully we should have FPV video, and we do. And I am going to select control on gyro control. No, I don't want gyro control, but I do want headless mode control. Let's move this down out of the way. There's headless mode, and we should be good to go. Altitude hold on, hitting takeoff. Well, actually hitting record too. Now this quadcopter has a washed out video because of it's mainly intended for indoor flight, but I am going to attempt to fly it outdoor. There's our takeoff, and I'm going to fly it FPV down the field, nice and slow. I'm marking the time too. It's 9:30 here, because this flies for about 5 minutes. Going up a little bit higher over there's the repeater. I'm going by the repeater. I'm flying it strictly FPV, folks. Went right by that repeater. I'm going over here into the shade too, so I can see this better. It is going down field. I should be able, I'm going to go up a little higher too. Down the field. Let's see how far it'll go. I want to go a higher rate too. 60% rate. A little more speed there. Still going downfield, going to 100% rate. Flying strictly FPV because I can't see it anymore. But I can see it on my video. Going a little high. Oh, we're losing a little bit of reception there. Going a little bit higher. Give it a little more throttle. Okay, I see it off in the distance there. We're floating off that way. I want to go toward the tree. Boy, oh boy, this is actually working. I'm at least 100 meters out, going a little higher too. Getting almost at that tree. This is amazing, folks. A toy quadcopter could do this. Going a little higher too. Going higher. I can still see it over there. I'm almost at the end of the field. And we're losing reception right about there. So pulling back. I've lost reception. I'm pulling back now. Okay, I got reception again. So that was about 130 meters out, I'm guessing. Turning it around. We are still in headless mode, so let's move it this way. Moving down this end of the field. It's moving fast. Turning it around. Let's point it toward me. Coming back. Oh, I don't want to hit those trees. Coming back toward me. So just about every corner of this field I could reach with this. Standing here at this corner of the field. Let's turn it. Pointing off that way now. Let's go down that way. Again, I'm connected to that repeater. I'm going to go that corner. We'll go to this corner of the field. neat thing to do, folks. If you got Wi-Fi flyers and you want to demonstrate something, you know, I'm at 100 meters right now. Plop it there for a second. Let's go off to the left. It's way out there. Going to the edge of the field. And bringing it back. That's at least 100 meters out I was there. So let's turn it around. I'm flying headless mode, folks. And we'll bring it back in. And bringing it down. And bringing it over. Plopping it there, coming down a little lower. Stopping my video. And I want to do a landing. Wait a minute, it says take off, land. There it is. So that's the FQ777 FQ26. You can hook it up to these cheap Wi-Fi and get extreme range. You know, I was at about 140 meters.